This is Mimi interviewing Katie Arajo.
Yes.
Okay. Hi, Katie.
Hi, how are you?
Good. How are you?
Pretty good.
Good. So I just want to learn a little bit more about you today. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
In terms of just general kind of.
Yeah, like what is one thing that when you meet someone new that you want them to know about yourself?
I want them to know I can be kind of goofy at times, but I do have a serious side. Sometimes people don't quite get that. So I try to be myself and be outgoing and open, but I also try to have my not serious side necessarily, but just know that I can be serious and
Yeah, those are good qualities. What do you like to do? Let's see, in school, like what are some of your favorite subjects? Like you said that you can be serious. So what are you most serious about in terms of school and why?
Well, when it comes to psychology, I have so many different interests. Like, I do enjoy studying children, I do enjoy studying adults with mental illnesses. But for me, since I'm still trying to figure that out, I am just taking seriously the different things that I can experience through this program so I can identify more what I want to do. So, whenever I have the opportunity to maybe try something new in the field, I definitely will jump on that. Or obviously when we're in school and when we're in class, I like to pay attention. But yeah, so just kind of figuring out exactly more what I want to do and taking advantage of what this program is going to offer for us.
Yeah, well, that's great. Um, so you said you also have a goofy side.
Yes.
What does that mean exactly?
Well, I tend to be the one who obviously I have a filter in a sense that I know when not to say something, but I just kind of say whatever's on my mind. I don't hold back when it comes to who I am, and I am I'm not opinionated, but I'll just say what's on my mind, but I can also respect others and value what others have to say, and I never judge someone based on things like that.
Right. So you're authentic and you're genuine.
I like to think so.
Yeah, that's awesome. So let's see. On your days off, on the days that you're not in school or you're not working, what are some things that you just like give you life and give you energy that you love to do?
I enjoy doing anything outdoors when it comes to running. I have lots of little dogs and a big one, so I like to take them to the park. I love spending time with my family because I have a big family. Yeah, and I also like to volunteer a lot. And I don't consider that working or anything because it's something I enjoy. And yeah.
Where do you volunteer?
I volunteer at an elementary school where I mentor children who are at risk, either with mental illnesses, like things going on at home. And I find joy in that because I feel like if there's a child who doesn't have someone to talk to, I'm there for them, and hopefully I'm making a difference in their lives.
Yeah. So you're very sensitive to other people's needs then?
Yes, and I can sometimes become too sensitive.
Oh, really? So what do you think, going into this field, what would be something that if you're very sensitive, what do you think would be something that could be your strength on one side and then also you might struggle with a little bit?
Well, with my strength, I feel like I can be empathetic to others, but I also feel like it is a strength and a weakness in a way because I can become too attached at times to what others are going through. And I feel like in this field, we're going to be hearing so many different stories and walks of life and issues that I feel like I'm going to need to learn to set up a boundary in a way like, yes, I need to be empathetic to them and I need to be understanding, but this is also going to be my career and my job, and I can't necessarily feel bad if the outcome isn't what I want it to be, or if that makes sense.
Right. No, it does make sense. What do you think would be a good tool for you in terms of creating that boundary and like just you personally? Like, do you have an outlet that you would kind of turn towards, or what would be an example of that?
Well, I feel like meditating, since I just learned about that in class.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel like that'll be a way for me to center myself, to, connect with God and just help start my day off fresh and know that He's going to be there for me throughout every encounter I have with a client. And I think that'll really help me because I have obviously, my faith is a big part of my life. And if I start my day off meditating with God and just kind of helping Him direct my day, I feel like that'll help me when it comes to my issues that I may encounter.
Can you tell me a little bit more about that, like your faith? Like what is that? What kind of role does that play in your life?
Well, I grew up Christian with my family, and so when I was younger, it was just kind of a thing that I did. But as I got older, I started to explore it on my own.
Mm-hmm.
And once I started college is when I really started to become a stronger Christian, and I actually got baptized a few years ago.
Very
And and I mean, I was baptized younger, but
Mm-hmm.
like re-baptized.
Right.
And yeah, so it's a very strong part of my life, and there's times when I'm stronger in my faith than when I'm not. And the older I get, the more I realize I need to keep it consistent.
Yeah. Well, that's great. That's a very important part of your life, it seems like.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned your family. What kind of role do they play? And you said they live in the area,
Yes.
right?
Mm-hmm. They play a big part of my life. I have a very loud, big family,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah, if I didn't have them, I honestly don't think I would be where I am today because they're such a support for me, and they're the biggest thing I have in my life, and I don't think I'd be able to function as well as I am and do without them. So,
Yeah, I understand that for sure.
mm-hmm.
Well, it was very nice to meet with you today. I think actually we're going to continue a little bit more.
Yeah.
Okay, so where did you do your studies? Where did you go to college, and what did you study in college?
I went to the University of South Florida in Tampa, and I studied psychology. I didn't start off as a psychology major, though. I started off bio, so I thought maybe I want to do psychiatry. But the more I began learning about the different fields, psychology and counseling is really where you get to truly help people.
Yeah. So helping people is clearly one of your core, one of the core aspects of who you are.
Definitely.
Can I say that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. That's very awesome. So when you think about yourself in the next 5 years, when you see yourself counseling, what do you think it would be your focus? Like, what children or marriages?
Right now I'm leaning more towards adults.
Okay.
Because I want to work with people who have chronic mental illnesses, and studying the children
Mm-hmm.
and adults. Most of those mental illnesses don't really happen until later in life. So, and although I feel like it will be difficult because it's a chronic illness, I'm sure that my patients or clients will revert back and forth. But that's definitely where my heart is right now.
Very cool. Wow. Let's see. Let me try to think of one more question. Do you think you're going to stay in South Florida when you finish your degree, or are you planning to move somewhere else?
I love trying new things and meeting new people, and so I definitely, if I have the opportunity to live elsewhere, I will take it. And not anywhere, like somewhere coastal.
Coastal,
Yeah.
Okay. So nowhere in the Midwest or...
And I'm not nothing against it, but I just would prefer to live closer to the ocean. And
Gotcha. Okay. Well, it was very nice to meet you. You're a lovely lady with tons of great attributes, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome.